Meta gave access to Instagram data for a teen mental health study. The European Space Agency will follow a skyscraper-sized asteroid as it flies past Earth. And Apple, Nvidia, and Anthropic reportedly used YouTube transcripts without permission to train its AI models. It's Thursday, July 18th, and this is Engadget News. Serious concerns have been raised about the effect of social media on teenagers' mental well-being. Meta is letting a group of researchers examine some of Instagram's data to determine if social media is psychologically damaging younger users. The Verge reported that the Center for Open Science is launching a new joint pilot program with Meta to produce independent studies about how social media affects teenagers' mental health. The Instagram Data Access Pilot for Wellbeing Research program will conduct independent academic research using up to 6 months of Instagram data to determine the potential positive or negative associations of Instagram use among teens and young adults. The study will also examine the positive and negative differences of large populations across the world and the causes of statistical relationships between Instagram and social or emotional health. Other scientific studies conducted by researchers from MIT and New York University and Stanford have found parallel links between social media use and the state of a person's mental health. The link earned greater awareness last year when Arturo Bejar, a former director of engineering at Facebook, testified before a Senate Judiciary Subcommittee that he alerted the company and its CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, by email of the dangers their product could have on young people. At about 1,230 feet across, the Apophis asteroid is slightly smaller than the Empire State Building. In April of 2029, that skyscraper-sized space rock will approach Earth, and the European Space Agency plans to shadow it. The ESA has announced the Rapid Apophis Mission for Space Safety, a planetary defense mission. The plan is to have a spacecraft reach Apophis in early 2029 and follow it during the flyby, though this would require quick action for an April 2028 launch. Scientists discovered Apophis in 2004, and it wasn't until 2021 that NASA confirmed it should not smash into Earth for at least 100 years, despite the upcoming close encounter. Instead, it will come within 20,000 miles of Earth, less than one-tenth the Moon's proximity. According to the ESA, objects of this size only get as close as Apophis will about every 5 to 10,000 years, providing a rare opportunity to study an asteroid and how to avoid one colliding with Earth without needing to travel into deep space. A reconnaissance mission would be launched first to analyze the incoming asteroid's orbit and structure. The results would be used to determine how best to redirect the asteroid or to rule out non-impacts before an expensive deflector mission is developed. The ESA will decide whether to proceed with the mission in late 2025, but preparatory work will begin imminently. NASA, in turn, will follow the aftermath of Apophis' flyby. The space agency is using the spacecraft from last year's OSIRIS-REx mission, which collected samples from the Bennu asteroid, for a new mission, OSIRIS-APEX. The spacecraft should reach Apophis about 1 month after the asteroid reaches its closest distance to Earth. The OSIRIS-APEX mission is meant to study any physical changes that Apophis undergoes due to Earth's gravitational pull, such as quakes or landslides. The hope is to get a look at what exists beneath its surface. Individuals in parts of Europe, Africa, and Asia should also be able to see Apophis with the naked eye. A new investigation from Proof News has found that some of the world's largest tech companies trained their AI models on a dataset that included transcripts of more than 173,000 YouTube videos without permission. The dataset contains transcripts of YouTube videos from more than 48,000 channels and was used by Apple, Nvidia, and Anthropic, among other companies. The findings of the investigation spotlight AI's uncomfortable truth. The technology is largely built on the backs of data siphoned from creators without their consent or compensation. The dataset does not include any videos or images from YouTube, but contains video transcripts from the platform's biggest creators. Subtitles from videos belonging to Engadget are also part of the dataset. A Google spokesperson told Engadget that previous comments made by YouTube CEO Neil Mohan, saying that companies using YouTube's data to train AI models would violate the platform's terms and service, still stand. So far, AI companies have not been transparent about the data used to train their models. Earlier this month, artists and photographers criticized Apple for failing to reveal the source of training data for Apple Intelligence, the company's own spin on generative AI coming to millions of Apple devices this year. YouTube, the world's largest repository of videos in particular, is a goldmine of not only transcripts, but also audio, video, and images, making it an attractive data set for training AI models. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from senior editor Pranav Dixit and contributors Sarah Fielding and Danny Gallagher, and was voiced and produced by Steve White from Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.